Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse is one of the worst structured stories I've seen in quite some time. It can best be described as a collection of 20-minute mini-stories loosely connected by a fragile web. First, there's 20 minutes of Gwen learning more about the Spider-Verse, revealing her identity to her father, leaving her universe as a result of his negative reaction, and joining with other spider people to round up anomalies that have crossed the dimensional borders. Then we get the opening titles to the movie. Yes, apparently Across the Spider-Verse wants to be this generation's The Departed. Whereas The Departed had a balance of character and plot, Across the Spider-Verse has forgotten that things need to happen in a story in order for there to be drama. What follows is exposition on the Spot and his origins, exposition on Miles and his desire to grow up, exposition on Peter Parker being a new father, exposition on Spider-Man India, exposition on Spider-Punk, exposition on Miguel O'Hara, exposition on Spider-Woman's Jessica Drew. All of this time was spent on the backstory of characters instead of participating in the active story.
Never his mind on where he was. What he was doing.
Backstory, while valuable, is not your main story. If it were important enough to be your main story, it wouldn't be a backstory. And that is the biggest failing of Across the Spider-Verse. You're not on a journey with the main characters, you're in a class being lectured on the personal lives of your teachers and how this semester is going to proceed, until you realize 30 minutes in how none of this information is going to be on the final test. The plot of the movie is this. Miles Morales saves a police captain breaking a canon event. He is told by Miguel that canon events hold the universe together, and in order for the universe to remain, specific tragedies have to occur. That tragedy? A police captain must die in the act of saving a child, otherwise that universe will collapse, vanishing forever. Miles' father has just become a police captain and learns from Miguel that he will die saving a child in 2 days. Miles, not wanting to lose his father, attempts to return to his universe to save him. Add on a resolution of will he or won't he save his dad, and you have a very solid plot for a 90-minute movie. However, the series of events I just described don't occur until well over an hour into the film. There is a phrase in screenwriting, start your story late and get out early. It essentially means to start closer to the actual action and conflict of the plot, or as we writers call it, the inciting incident. Here, it seems the writers took that phrase far too literally by actually starting the story an hour later than it should have occurred. This movie, with its 2-hour and 15-minute runtime, doesn't complete the story and instead ends it with Miles having returned to the wrong universe and being captured by his evil counterpart. Oh, and Gwen, having been kicked out of the Spider-Verse immigration force, has formed her own team to find Miles and help him out. Even with all of the other Spider characters introduced, this plot does not need a 2+ hour film, nor does it require a sequel to complete it. While Across the Spider-Verse will have its thrills, jokes, and action, sadly it is lacking a proper pace, a story that meanders for 90 minutes before gaining focus. This is milking a weak idea at its worst. As a result, the lack of story economy, discipline, and the practice of delaying events, consequences, and plot devices, while also introducing very late and superficially obvious twists, drained any of the energy that could have made this a great story.